Good morning. Good Monday morning. Hey, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much for chiming in. And I'm going to look at the chat a little easier here because I'm getting the gist of it. So let me just say hello to anybody in the chat. If you're here live, I'd love to speak to you, say hello. I was pondering what to talk about today and asking my guides for a little bit of guidance. Yeah. And so I opened up my book, Manifesting Miracles 101, and I came across thinking of the fourth chakra. Yeah, what is it that we'd like to create and have in our life? And I came across this quote that is in my book: life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. And I pondered that for a minute, in terms of what does that mean? Being able to keep things moving, keep things balanced is a great analogy for the chakras and building momentum in what it is that we want to have in our life. And, just like as I was meditating on that, having mud on the wheels of a chakra, that is kind of like, or pardon me, mud on the wheels of your bicycle, it actually impedes your ability to keep moving smoothly, right? And you might even lose your balance. Not only that, you get really dirty. It stops the flow in terms of, if it's a block in terms of your chakras, it blocks the flow. It blocks your momentum. And also, that interferes with what it is that you're creating and your ability to focus on what it is that you'd like to have. Flat tires on a bike can sort of depict dysfunction, right? And you can't go anywhere. You're stopped. You might ruin the rims if you keep riding on it, like I damaged my car rims. Yeah. And again, it stops the flow. It stops the momentum of what it is that you're trying to create. It hinders your ability to manifest what you really want. And it also blocks your natural intuition. So it's really, flat tires are a metaphor for the dysfunction in our life. When our chakras aren't operating at their fullest capacity, it slows and impedes everything, affects everything that you want to create. Now, I know I was reflecting on the fourth chakra specifically, that a lot of people associate with love. And it does. It associates love, but it also, more to me, it has to do with you being able to love yourself and have the fullest understanding and awareness of who you are. And all the chakras play a role in a harmony, in creating the momentum, in creating the ability for you to manifest what it is you want. And just like a bike, if any of those are impeded in terms of their movement, of their functionality, it will drip or ripple and affect the other chakras. And they all have a role in maintaining their own unique balance in various aspects of your life. So when we're not in tune with our own energy centers, we're going to struggle to move forward, and we'll encounter outside influences. This is normal. This is why we're here, to be challenged. Our energy system is got nuisances on the path, and we've got to navigate the blocks or the rocks on the path to get to where we want to go. And I was thinking about how distractions and challenges in our life affect us. And, simply put, I offered a 3-part training last week, and I'm thankful to everybody that jumped in and took part of that, and how you're applying it and using it in your own life, that new level of awareness. For example, I have a client in that we met in Dubai, and she's now living in South Africa. And what happened was, in South Africa right now, they're experiencing these they call it load shedding. And that means is the electric company is dependent on where you live. You get power for certain times of the day. What do they call that? Gosh, my mind just went blank. So they're basically on restricted times to use electricity. So that's affecting things like when the kids study. She said that's her biggest problem. And also the food in the freezer. defrosting. And so those are big issues. And so it limited her computer time or the availability that she had to do this class, which I understand. And that's the reason I extended the live or the availability of the replays. So for all of you other people who have been listening to the replays, we can thank Aisha, because she really wanted to do the class. So I'm using her as an example, because no matter what, through all the years I've been teaching this work, it seems like when there's a class or something comes up, or all of a sudden you get sick, or somebody drops in, or all of a sudden you get an urgent message, or you lose power, all of these things are challenges for us to step through it. And by God, we're going to make it happen. So just like if you had a flat tire on your bike, are you going to stop the race? Or are you going to stop and fix it? Are you going to resolve the boulder on the road? Are you going to go around it? Are you going to continue to take action to move forward to your goal, and understanding that? And a big part of this, the goals and or achieving what we desire, has to do with, in the fourth chakra, giving and receiving. And a big theme that I noticed overall through all my clients is this notion of it's not right to receive, or there's just a lot of energetic decisions or rules that are placed on the aspect of receiving. Everybody's way more comfortable to giving, right? It's all about if you're satisfied, it's joyful. It makes us feel happy when we can give somebody. It's fulfilling, right? And we feel content when we can give something. But on the other hand, receiving makes us feel vulnerable. Maybe we've got some energetic rules that you're needy, or that you're in lack, or in a scarcity. And so it's frowned upon, or then you're showing your own vulnerability. Maybe you're indebted to that person. So I don't want to receive anything from them because there's an idea of they might control me, or I'm out of control. Those are, unexpressed, perhaps. Maybe you're unaware that you've got these rules. I call them patterns or blocks or rules that restrict you from what? Receiving what the universe wants to give you, or from you receiving your fulfillment in terms of finishing a big project or achieving a goal that you never thought was possible, right? Also, a lot of people, like I had a mother that Mother's Day, birthdays, she was always saying, no, you shouldn't have done that. You need to save your money. Well, funny enough, I remember saving all my money to buy a Peugeot bike. And at the time it was over $1,000. And I saved for a long time from babysitting and working my job in high school, because I was so humiliated. Going to school, I used to have to ride my mother's bike that she had back in the, 40s or 50s. And it was a real clunky, rusted up old bike. Yeah, it worked. My dad fixed the tires and everything was good, but I was so humiliated riding that bike. I used to park it at one of my friends' backyard and then walk the last few blocks to school to make it look like I was walking. So, bicycles when I was looking at this, I was thinking, oh yeah, I've got some bicycle stories. And, I love riding bikes, and many of you are spinners, right? And you can think about your own physical body, how it's moving through the motions and trying to keep momentum going and increase your time or your distance and arriving to that place, as when I rode to school, I wanted to still look good by the time I got there. So, being able to maintain control with all of our chakras and keep the momentum growing and glowing is all part of our spiritual anatomy that's trying to help us fulfill what our human body, our ego, our mind, our intellect wants to achieve. So that is why I harp and why I promote and talk about and clearing the chakras, because all of that is the foundation for what? Enhancing your ability to not only manifest, but manifest and integrate your spiritual abilities, your intuition, your clairvoyance, the clear seeing, your clairaudience, clear hearing, your claircognizance, clear knowing, and the clairsentience, which is you feeling, clear feeling. Now, I know all of you healers out there and light workers and anybody that's a teacher, a leader, mentors, managers, nurses, doctors, all of you, mothers, you're a healer of sorts. You're always fixing things. But if this fourth chakra isn't in balance, you're going to burn out. There's a never-ending pit, of despair, and you don't have that sense of feeling fulfilled, or I am content with who I am and knowing who I am at the core, of course. So that's a little, overview of the fourth chakra. It's so much involved in the work that we do in clearing those chakras. And we start at the first, of course, the foundation of who we are in the physical body. So if you'd like to know more about that, of course, you can get the book, or you can book a call with me and let's talk about how you can apply some of that in your own life. And I really invite you to join me for my final bonus call tonight, from the 3-part training that we're going to do, or we did. Yeah, we're going to do. Maybe some of you want to do it again. Okay, I got that. And so I'm launching this new training called AMPLIFY, where we're going to do some work on the chakras. We're also going to do some work on using our intuition, manifesting, and the clairvoyance. So I'm super excited about that. It's a short 6-week training that is brand new. So I sure hope you'll check the link below and join us for that exciting launch. And if you know me for a while, it's been a long time since I've offered a live training, and especially for a small group. So I look forward to seeing you there. Go ahead and leave your comments if you find yourself wobbling, falling off your bike, or you seem to struggle building momentum towards achieving some of your goals, or maybe it's one particular goal. We all have a different process. We're all at a different phase, but inevitably you've got some area where you continually miss the mark. Tell me how you feel about receiving. It's all about receiving. So in order to shine, we've got to receive. All right. But shining is a way for us to give back. So make it your motion and notion today to shine bright.